Alexander Grant was sitting on a park bench, taking a rare break from work to watch a community festival happening around him. Colorful balloons bobbed in the breeze. Families laughed, children played. He was alone, as usual, just an observer of other people's happiness. "Excuse me, sir. Can you please pretend you're my dad?" Alexander looked down to see a little girl, maybe 4 or 5 years old, with curly blonde hair and wearing a pink dress. She was looking at him with desperate, pleading eyes. Alexander laughed, assuming this was some kind of game. "What? Please? Just for a little bit. I need a dad right now. Can you pretend?" Alexander's smile faded as he saw how serious she was. "Sweetheart, where's your actual dad? And your mom?" "My mommy is over there." The little girl pointed to a woman in a beige dress standing about 30 feet away, talking to someone. "My daddy died, but there's a mean lady here, and she keeps saying bad things about my mommy and me. And mommy is trying not to cry, and I thought if I had a daddy, the mean lady would stop." "What's the mean lady saying?" "That my mommy is a bad person. That I don't have a daddy because my mommy is bad. That we don't belong here because we're not a real family." The little girl's eyes filled with tears. "But my mommy is good. She works really hard and she loves me. And it's not her fault daddy died." Alexander felt anger rising. "Show me." The little girl took his hand and led him toward her mother. As they approached, Alexander could hear the conversation. "Honestly, Sarah, I don't know why you even bothered coming to a family event. You're not exactly a complete family, are you?" The speaker was a well-dressed woman with a condescending smile. The blonde woman Sarah was trying to maintain her composure. "Emma wanted to come to the festival. We have as much right to be here as anyone else." "Oh, of course. I'm just saying, must be hard for little Emma not having a father figure. Growing up in a broken home like that." "Excuse me," Alexander interrupted, his voice cold. "Is there a problem here?" The condescending woman turned. "And who are you?" "I'm with them," Alexander said, putting his hand on Sarah's shoulder. He looked down at the little girl Emma. "Everything okay, sweetheart?" Emma looked up at him with grateful eyes, then did something unexpected. She pulled a photograph from her pocket and held it up. "Sir, this is my daddy. He died 2 years ago. He was a soldier. Mommy says he was very brave, and he loved us very much. Can you please pretend to be him? Just so the mean lady stops saying we're not a real family?" Alexander looked at the photograph. A man in military uniform stood with his arm around Sarah, both of them smiling at the camera, Sarah clearly pregnant. The love in that photo was unmistakable. Alexander's throat tightened. He looked at Sarah, who was crying silently, then at the condescending woman, who had the decency to look uncomfortable now. "I'm sorry for your loss," Alexander said gently to Emma. Then he turned to the other woman, his voice hard. "And you should be ashamed of yourself. This woman lost her husband serving our country. This child lost her father. And you think it's appropriate to suggest they're somehow less than because of that sacrifice?" The woman stammered. "I didn't know, you didn't ask. You just made assumptions and cruel comments. I suggest you leave now." The woman hurried away. Alexander knelt down to Emma's level. "Emma, I can't pretend to be your daddy. Nobody could replace him. But I can be your friend. Is that okay?" Emma nodded, then wrapped her arms around his neck. "Thank you for making the mean lady go away." Alexander stood and faced Sarah, who was wiping her eyes. "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to overstep. Emma asked me to help. And when I heard what that woman was saying, thank you," Sarah interrupted. "You have no idea what that meant. People have been saying things like that for 2 years. That Emma needs a father, that I'm not enough, that we're a broken family. It never stops hurting. You're not broken. You're surviving something incredibly difficult. That takes strength, not weakness." Over the next hour, Alexander ended up spending the festival with Sarah and Emma. He learned about Sarah's husband, Michael, who died in active duty when Emma was 2. Sarah worked as a nurse while raising Emma alone, struggling with grief and judgment and the exhaustion of single parenthood. "Why did you help us?" Sarah asked as Emma played nearby. "You could have just walked away, Because Emma showed me that photograph and asked me to pretend to be her father. She didn't want to replace him, she just wanted protection from cruelty. That broke my heart. And honestly, watching you two together, seeing how much you love each other despite everything you've lost, it reminded me what actually matters. What do you mean? I'm a CEO. I run a tech company. I have more money than I know what to do with. But I have nobody. No family, no children, nobody to share any of it with. You lost your husband, but you have Emma. You have love, purpose, meaning. I have success and nothing else. Over the following weeks, Alexander found himself drawn to Sarah and Emma. He helped with practical things, fixing Sarah's car, setting up college savings for Emma, connecting Sarah with better job opportunities. But more than that, he became part of their lives, attending Emma's preschool events, having dinners together, being present. You don't have to keep doing this, Sarah told him 3 months after that day in the park. You've already done more than enough. I keep doing it because I want to. Sarah, Emma asked me to pretend to be her father for 5 minutes to protect you from cruelty. But somewhere along the way, I stopped pretending and started wishing it was real. I love spending time with both of you. You've given me something I didn't know I needed: family. Alexander, we come with complications. Emma still grieves her father. I'm still processing that loss. We're not a simple situation. I don't want simple. I want real. And this you, Emma, the dinners and the preschool plays and the late night conversations, this is the most real thing I've had in my life. A year after Emma had asked Alexander to pretend to be her father, Alexander proposed with Emma's blessing and involvement. Sarah, Emma showed me a photograph of her father and asked me to pretend to be him. I can't do that. I could never replace Michael, but I can be someone who honors his memory by loving you both, by being present, by being family. Will you marry me? Let me officially be what I've been pretending to be, part of your family. At their wedding, Emma gave a toast. I asked Mr. Alexander to pretend to be my daddy, so a mean lady would stop saying mean things. He said yes. Then he stopped pretending and started being real. He's not my first daddy, that's Daddy Michael who's in heaven. But he's my second daddy who's here on earth. And I think Daddy Michael would be happy I have someone to take care of me and mommy. So sometimes pretending can turn into real if you do it right. Sometimes pretending becomes real. Sometimes a photograph of the past leads to hope for the future. Sometimes the little girl who asks for 5 minutes of protection finds a lifetime of family. And sometimes, the request to, please pretend you're my dad, becomes the truest thing in your life. If this story touched your heart, please like and share it. Subscribe for more stories about military families, grief, healing, and second chances at love. Leave a comment about honoring loss while building new beginnings. Your stories inspire us all.